the Blackstone Adventure Ready 17-inch grill. We've owned this thing for 3 years. We use it RVing, we use it here at the house. Let's talk about what we like about it, what we don't like about it, and would we buy it again? But first things first, it's time to eat. Well, dinner was great. Now let's talk about how we ended up purchasing this Blackstone 3 years ago this month. See, we were using a little Coleman grill that we absolutely love, but the problem was it was really small and we found ourselves camping with friends a lot. So we needed something bigger, but we also needed something small because at the time we had a new Camp Tab 400 and had a very small outdoor storage space. This 17-inch Blackstone just barely fit in, so we ended up purchasing it at Walmart for around $100, and we've had it ever since. This thing has went with us all the way to the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and everything in between. Over 30,000 miles on this grill, plus as you can tell we use it right here at our home. For the money we spent on this thing has held up amazing. So I have to say the overall build quality on this little 17-inch Blackstone, really good. I also really like the amount of cooking surface. For 2 of us, it works out perfect. But actually, we're usually camping with another couple, and I have no problems getting enough food on here for 4 people, and we really like that. I also love the fact that it's so versatile. I mean, breakfast is a breeze on this. I can do bacon and sausage. I can do scrambled eggs over easy, over medium, and I can even do things like French toast and pancakes on here, and I really like that. Now, the first time I went to cook a steak on this thing, I thought, good grief, how can you grill a steak on a flat top? The funny thing is, this is now my favorite way to actually do a steak because when you put that steak down, it sears it on the outside. Oh my goodness, that searing gives you that crust on the outside and it holds all those juices on the inside. Some people will ask me how I feel about having a single burner, because if you go to the 22-inch Blackstone, you actually get 2 burners. But honestly, I've been fine with the single burner. What I've actually found with this is the center tends to be much hotter than the 2 outside. So I just kind of use it as 2 separate zones. I cook mainly in here, and when things start to get done, I slide food to either the left or the right because I know this is going to be a little bit cooler and I can finish the food on this side. And I am a big fan of the small size because one thing about this particular Blackstone is I can put everything inside for travel, flip the lid upside down, and I highly recommend purchasing the cover case kit. Now, I picked that up 3 years ago for under $30, and it's held up well. I'm starting to finally see a little bit of seam tears and things like that, but when you consider how much we've used this, I'm shocked at how well it's held up. So I really like that because I put it all in the case. The carrying case has a handle and I can tote this thing around. I can either put it into the actual outdoor storage on the RV or I can just throw it into the bed of the truck, which is what I do most of the time. Maybe one of the things I've been most surprised about this is the fact that after all of these years, I can still go ahead and actually use the built-in lighter, and it will actually light on 1 or 2 strikes. Now, a lot of times with these grills, these lighters give out at some point. And to last 3 years, well, again, I have to give it a thumbs up. Now, the other thing I really like about this is it's easy to clean. All you have to do is, while it's still hot, go ahead and put a little bit of water on. That's going to release things. Use a scraper. I scrape things. Ours has the rear drip tray, which I really like. So let's talk about what I don't like about it. And honestly, that list is pretty short. But I will tell you, I'm not real fond of doing hot dogs on here. Now, you can cook your hot dogs, but I don't know, I still prefer a grill with a grate to get those little marks. But again, the versatility is a real plus. Another thing that I have found is sort of an issue with this is if you run on the little green propane tanks, I find that it gets a lot hotter than when I actually hook up to a 20-pound propane tank. Now, I don't like using those little green cylinders because we just go through them too quickly. But what I have found is if I turn the propane tank on really slow and kind of allow that propane to come in slowly and then go ahead and light my grill, then it works a little bit better. My biggest challenge with this has been, well, the wind. See, when it's windy out, because there is a gap all the way around, I have found that the wind will actually push the flame, which makes it very difficult to heat up. Now, Blackstone actually sells some flaps that you can buy that go all the way around, or you can make your own like I've done. Just use foil and made my own little flaps, and all you really are wanting to do is just kind of cover up that gap, so that way if the wind's coming across, you can kind of block that wind and it doesn't mess with your flame. But other than that, honestly, this thing has done exactly what we have asked of it. It has been the perfect grill, and we're going to continue to use it. So would we buy this grill again? You bet we would. If you're not familiar with this particular model of Blackstone or Blackstone in general, I'm going to go ahead and link a video right up here for you from when we bought this, and you can see how I went ahead and seasoned it and the first time we used it. Until next time, everybody, we'll see you on down the road. Good night.